He found an old spear to roast meat, but a voice behind him said, "Now your species is on the menu." The forest was unusually quiet. Mark crouched near a crackling fire, his fingers numb as he turned the haunch of wild meat skewered on an old iron spear he'd found in the ruins nearby. It was primitive, rusted, etched with strange symbols, and clearly ceremonial. But it did the job. The smell of roasted meat drifted through the air, comforting in a world that hadn't felt safe since the sky opened and the stars rained down strange metal. Earth was no longer just Earth. Aliens didn't come in warships. Not at first. They fell from the sky like meteor showers, quiet, silvery, insect-like creatures who studied humans from shadows. When they revealed themselves, it wasn't with greetings or destruction. It was with hunger. Mark was one of the last who'd seen a city still lit by electricity. He hadn't spoken to another human in weeks. And now, standing in the forest, roasting meat over fire like some ancient nomad, he felt a terrible ache of loneliness clawing through his chest. Then, a voice spoke behind him. "You use a spear to cook your food," it said, smooth and clear, but with a vibration underneath. Something wrong. Mark didn't turn immediately. His heart thudded painfully. He slowly reached for the crude knife on his belt. The voice came again. "Fitting. That spear once belonged to one of ours." Mark turned. The creature was tall, maybe 7 feet, wearing something like a cloak of skin, human skin, sewn and patchworked. Its face was smooth and angular, its eyes deep and glowing like distant stars. A smile, too wide for a human mouth, spread across its face. Mark stood up slowly. "I didn't know. I just found it." "Oh, I don't mind," the creature said, walking around the fire, eyes flicking to the sizzling meat. "But it is interesting. You roast your meat as our ancestors once did. Fire, spear, flesh. It brings back memories." Mark stepped back, his hand tightening on the knife. "Are you going to kill me?" he asked quietly. The creature tilted its head. "Eventually, but not yet. I've been watching you." It sat on a fallen log, like a casual guest invited for dinner. "We have sampled many of your kind, warriors, doctors, children. But you survive. You hide, you fight, you feed yourself. That fascinates me." Mark didn't relax. "You're not the first one to say something like that. One of your kind said humans were adaptable. That's why you started hunting us." "Oh, that wasn't why," the creature chuckled. "We started hunting you because of how you taste." Mark felt bile rise in his throat. "You think I'm joking?" it asked, amused. "Your kind evolved in strange, chaotic ways. Stress and survival flavor the flesh. Each bite tells a story." Mark's stomach twisted, but he stood tall. "Then take a bite now and be done with it." The creature looked genuinely disappointed. "Where's the fun in that? I want to see more. I'm not a show." "No," the creature said, rising, "but your entire species is." It took a slow step forward. "Right now, my kin fly over your oceans, hunt in your forests, and save your cities. You ran, Mark, but you survived. And now you cook like one of us. Isn't that poetic?" Mark's eyes flicked toward the spear. Not at the meat, at the symbols. He'd thought them meaningless before. But he remembered something. A mural in the ruins, half buried under moss and ash. A depiction of one of these creatures holding a similar spear, raising it in triumph, while another one knelt in submission. It hadn't been a tool. It had been a weapon of challenge. He snatched the spear from the fire, embers scattering into the air. The alien froze. "Do you know what you're holding?" "I think I do now," Mark growled, leveling the spear. The symbols glowed faintly, orange, pulsing like a heartbeat. The creature stepped back. "That's a rite of blood spear. It binds you. You use it in challenge, to claim freedom or to die with honor." Mark didn't flinch. "Then I challenge you. For the first time, the alien's smile dropped. "You're serious," it said. "You invoked the right?" Mark nodded. A moment passed. Then the creature bowed. "So be it," it whispered. "Let it be done." They circled each other by firelight, a silent forest holding its breath. The spear in Mark's hand felt alive, its symbols pulsing brighter now. The creature produced a weapon from its cloak, thin, whip-like, humming softly. It struck first. Mark barely dodged, the whip searing past his face. He lunged forward, the spear flashing, grazing the alien's arm. Black blood sizzled on the tip. The creature hissed, more amused than hurt. "Good," it said. "Very good." They danced again, Mark's breath heavy, every motion fueled by desperation. He remembered the way it moved, the rhythm. He'd watched one of them hunt a deer once for hours. Now he mirrored it. Another lunge. The spear sliced its leg. Another hiss. But Mark wasn't untouched. The whip lashed across his ribs. Blood soaked his shirt. He fell to a knee. The creature approached. Slow. "You fought well," it said, "but you're just a human." Mark's hand dug into the dirt and came up with fire. A burning log, still hot from the edge of the fire. He hurled it into the alien's face. It screamed, its skin igniting, cloak catching fire. Mark roared and drove the spear straight into its chest. The light from the weapon exploded, a shock wave of glowing energy pulsing into the trees. The creature staggered, choking, then collapsed. Silence returned. The forest seemed to exhale. Mark fell beside the fire, clutching his side. The spear, still glowing faintly, lay beside him. The next morning, when the sunlight broke through the canopy, Mark stood again, tired, bloody, but alive. The spear remained warm in his hand, no longer rusted, but gleaming. Somewhere in the distance, a shriek echoed through the forest, not of grief, but of acknowledgement. He had invoked the right, and he had won. Now his species was not just meat, it was a threat, and Mark knew, as he turned to walk deeper into the wilderness, spear in hand, this was only the beginning.